Hello, just Gem here and welcome, or indeed welcome back to my channel. I'm going to try something a bit different today. A while ago I posted on communities for people to pick 5 palettes that you're pretty sure I own at random and I would rank them. And I have them in front of me here, and you would have thought I would have prepped and maybe ordered my thoughts and come on camera ready to give you my rankings. I haven't done that. So we're gonna do this off the fly, and now that I've got these in front of me, I'm regretting this. But you're gonna see me do this and deliberate and consider these in real time, partly because I'm woefully unprepared. So the palettes in question, so this isn't the ranking, I'm just doing them as they are in front of me, but the palettes in question are Poison Garden from Bella Beaute Bar, Nearly Natural from Glaminatrix Cosmetics, Danessa Myricks Lightwork VI, the Freedom palette, Beauty Below from Blend Bunny, and Vivette from Adept Cosmetics. I know what's going to be in the bottom 2. The top 3 is going to be a struggle, and even deciding which one is going to go on the bottom is tricky for me. Why have I done this to myself? Why? With these, well, it may be the same for the others, but on any given day, these might switch places. But today, in last place, I am going to put Adept Cosmetics Vivette. Gosh, that was hard. Yes, Adept Cosmetic Vivette. With this one, while it pleasantly surprised me, and I do like it more than I thought I would, a lot more than I thought I would, I'm not a fan of the different shimmer formulas in here. Especially the chunkier ones. I'm fine with the smooth ones in here, but the chunky ones are just a little bit too chunky for my liking. And I'm on this mission to eliminate creasing, but this is a palette that I'm still getting creasing with. So this is potentially, if I crack the code here and I find a combination where I'm not experiencing creasing, it could go up in my rankings. Would it topple what is going to be number 4? I don't... Actually, I think it would. I think for me, this is a formula thing. This is why this is in the bottom, because I do actually like the colour story now, and I do like the looks that I can get from this, but I am still experiencing a bit of creasing, and I have done a lot of sort of trial and error with this, and I haven't got there yet. But maybe once I've cracked it, this could shift. And the reason I say that is because I would use every single shade in here. There isn't a single shade in here. Even Après La Vie, which is a shade I particularly disliked on seeing these swatches alone, that is still a shade I would use. Whereas the palette I'm about to show you, there's a couple of shades I think I would gloss over and not gravitate towards as much, whereas I'd feel comfortable using everything in here. So for me, the only reason it's at 5th place is because the formula isn't quite hitting the spot for me. So that's Adept Cosmetics Vivette. And spoiler alert, out of all the Vivette palettes that I have, I think this is probably my least favourite, which sounds like it's a bad thing, but it's not. It's still a lovely palette. I just think the other ones are better. This makes the number 4 spot very easy, and the reason that I've put this at number 4 is because I find the formula superior in this than I do in Vivette. Glaminatrix Cosmetics, their shimmers are pretty spectacular. This is a pretty decent gradient when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. Sometimes I find that they're very imbalanced, like there's too many light shades, or there's too many deep shades, or there are too many mid-tone shades. There's never a nice balance, but I think this has got it right, but I'd almost prefer it to probably lean a bit more towards the deep end. I suspect I might, when I'm using this, I think I might end up with very samey looks because I'm going to gravitate towards the same shades. And that's why I was debating whether or not I would put this at the bottom, just because I think personally when I'm picking this up, I wonder if I'm always going to go towards the same shades and do the same looks. So shades I think I would avoid here especially are going to be like Essence and Down to Earth, which are kind of those pukey greeny shades, the kind of shades which made me not want to get Tones of Turd, for example, because it's got a lot of those tones in there and I'm not a fan. Unless perhaps they're paired with something else. So there's a few shades like this, for example, in Undergrowth, which work with those greens. So I don't mind them in Undergrowth because I can use them and they can blend out some of those deeper greens, but we don't have those there. So I don't know how to use these two, for example, with the rest of the palette. And then you've got the super light shades. So Pure is something that maybe I'd use as an inner corner highlight, but at the same time, it seems almost like a bit of a waste to use that as an inner corner highlight when I've got 2 rows of shimmer here. And I've got these, shades like Naked Eye, New Nude or Exposed that I could use as a beautiful shimmery inner corner. Why would I resort to using a shade like Pure? So I will, because that's probably the main way I'm going to use that shade, but I'd want a steeper gradient, I think, with these tones, and I think that's more apparent. Like maybe if these weren't those pukey, mustardy, greeny tones, and they were more in keeping with the rest of it, like neutrally browny mauvey tones, that would make this perfect. I don't think it would push it up in the ranking just with the rest of the palettes here, but I think that this would elevate it more for me if these were more browny slash purpley, even like a grey. Like I wouldn't mind it if one of these was a grey, but as it is, these two throw me off, and then some of these are lighter than I would prefer. Formula wise though, I can't fault it. Really lovely to work with. Glaminatrix formula is definitely high up there, but that's Nearly Natural there from Glaminatrix coming in at number 4. Now the hard work begins. Oh, it's like apples and oranges, isn't it? Right, let me have a little coffee break and ponder the top 3. Okay. Top three. Okay. Oh my god, this is so hard. Gosh, how do people do these palette rankings? Good grief. Okay. This is probably based on the fact that this is newer to me. It probably gives it away already. So I haven't had a time to play with it as much as the other two. This could potentially go higher the more I use it. But for now, with my experience of it so far, in 3rd place, Bella Beaute Bar Poison Garden. And as I say, this is one that could very, very easily move up. Very, very easily. Because there are some shades in here that are next level. And as I'm saying that, I'm already regretting putting this in 3rd and wondering if maybe this should be in 2 already. No, I'm switching these. No. It's in 3rd place. Beauty Below. And the reason is because the shimmers in Poison Garden are just superior. They are. Colour story wise, on the whole, I think I prefer this. On the whole, just. But based on colour story and formula, Poison Garden is superior. This is really heavy as well, good lord. So it's worth noting actually, all the palettes in this are magnetic. This one is a chunkster. I've mentioned this before. This is weighty. I don't think Poison Garden is not quite as weighty. But I think, I love this colour story. I really do. Unlike with Nearly Natural, where I think it's a palette where there are shades I would neglect, I would use all of these. And I love the quadrant format. So if you're feeling uninspired, unimaginative, and you just can't think something up, you can just pick a quad and use the quad. So I think that this is a palette where I could pick it up, I could always think of a look, I could always be inspired, and it's a beautiful colour story. It's still overall a really lovely formula, and there are the shimmer formula in here I think is better than past Blend Bunny palettes, but it is harder for me. Now I've got to put that down, that's very heavy. Or maybe I'll switch sides. Yeah, I'll give myself an even arm workout. From my understanding, the shimmer formula in here is superior to other Blend Bunny palettes. I don't think Blend Bunny was a brand that's ever really been known for their shimmers. I think that they've always been known really for their mattes. You know, Blend Bunny, they excel in their matte formula. I would definitely agree with that. However, I really enjoy the shimmers in here. I think in my initial review I was a bit down on the shimmers, and I don't know why. Maybe I'd gone in there just thinking of past Blend Bunny shimmers, but these are actually pretty decent. They are. But in comparison to Bella Beaute Bar shimmers, I've given away what's number one, I think. But yeah, in comparison to Bella Beaute Bar shimmers, it's just no contest, really. It's no contest. Just had a little bit of a swatch party where the top 4 shimmers here are Bella Beaute Bar and the bottom 4 shimmers are Beauty Below. And I think you can just see there's just a certain something in those Bella Beaute Bar shimmers that is lacking in the Beauty Below ones. All these B's, Bella Beaute Bar, Beauty Below, Blend Bunny, and I guess I've got to, let me just throw in Wisteria there. Ooh! Because Wisteria is just wow. And I think you can see there from the top 4, the next 4, and then Wisteria down at the bottom, Bella Beaute Bar has the edge on the shimmers. And their mattes are good too. So that's why I've had to put Bella Beaute Bar above Blend Bunny, even though I've had more time with Beauty Below. If I hadn't solved the creasing issue, I wonder if that probably would have come in under Blend Bunny, because I don't get creasing with Blend Bunny. Whereas now I've discovered that the way to get the best out of Bella Beaute Bar shimmers is no sticky primer at all. Predictable, perhaps. I don't know, you may have been sitting there thinking obviously Danessa's going to be number 1, but it just has to be Lightwork VI. Once I started comparing the shimmers, I very, very nearly put Bella Beaute Bar on the top. But there is just something about this, and I'll have to film that because I've done some more swatches now. I've done a few swatches from Lightwork VI here. So maybe when you see the footage, you can let me know just from eyeballing the swatches which palette you think wins based on that. So while this doesn't strictly have any matte shades in it, there are some satin shades that you can use as your mattes. There are no mattes to speak of, but everything just works. And I do love that you can break it down. I love that you can take each of the 6s out and you can mix and match, and this is magnetic, and then also the base bit is magnetic, so you can take the 6 pans out. This is just elevated, not just because of the formula, but also because of the packaging, really. Like, I'd have to take into consideration the packaging. That's what makes it ranks as high as it does. Oh god, that was hard. It's like Sophie's Choice. And I think if the Bella Beaute Bar shimmers had been a hair smoother, would that have changed the ranking? Quite possibly, quite possibly. But I've just got a soft spot for Danessa Myricks Lightwork VI. I really love that palette, I really do. So that was tough. That was really tough. But I think I'm happy with that final lineup. Adept Cosmetics Vivette, Glaminatrix Nearly Natural, Blend Bunny Beauty Below, Bella Beaute Bar Poison Garden, and the top spot, Danessa Myricks Lightwork VI. Did you guess correctly? Did you guess what order I would put these in correctly? I mean, I didn't know until the last minute what order they would be in, to be perfectly honest, and I think I'm satisfied, but it was a rough road getting to that top 5. That was hard. I'm not gonna lie, that was hard. How would you rank these 5 palettes? Over to you now. What order would you put these in? Now, you may not have all of these palettes. If you do, let me know. And maybe just based on what you've seen, if you don't have all 5 palettes. Because every now and again, what I intend to do, because I'm going to throw it over to you. So comment below how you would rank them, but also suggest another 5 for me to do. Another 5 rankings. Preferably with different palettes. I want to mix it up a bit. So different palettes. I am going to have one where I'm ranking the 5 Glam Light palettes that I have, but there's a couple that I haven't used as much, so I need to use all 5 of them more. And once I've done that, that's definitely going to be an upcoming video, because I happen to have 5 Glam Light palettes. But let me know how you would rank these 5. Drop another 5 for me to rank, and I'm going to try and keep this going, as maybe every month I'll do this. I think it could be quite fun. You can watch me squirm as I pick my top 5, and you let me know as well. Do you want to see me squirm, or shall I come prepared to give you my well considered, pre-thought out thoughts, or do you like me doing it off the cuff? Maybe next time I'll do it pre-planned and you can decide which format you like. I imagine you're going to want to watch me squirm, but you know. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I also hope to see you again in the video in the not too distant future. Take care. Bye. Find the formula superior? I find the formula superior in this. No, I'm gonna, no. 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 Okay. No, I'm switching these. No.